The Auburn Tigers are -2 against Houston, 12 p.m. Eastern kickoff in the Birmingham Bowl. Once again, Auburn is -2, totals 51. We went 3-2 in our 5 premium sports picks on brockpage.com yesterday. And if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my safe and secure website at brockpage.com. We're also hitting at 65% in our last 20 college football tier package picks on that very same webpage. And the good news is we have another college football tier package pick going off here today, and the link for that pick is in the description section below. We currently have over 990 members who are signed up and active on my website right now. Once again, if you want to see which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for a membership on my website at brockpage.com. And although Auburn's favored in this one, they're going to work here today without quarterback Bo Nix, who isn't even with the program anymore. The Tigers also have a couple other guys who are sitting this one out for personal reasons. Now, the Tigers are currently on a 4-game losing streak, and they also failed to cover the point spread in 7 out of their last 10. And in addition to possibly struggling offensively here today with a new quarterback, just keep in mind that Auburn, they even struggled in certain areas with Bo Nix at the helm this season. As a matter of fact, Auburn's currently 107th in the nation in fourth quarter scoring. They're taking on a hungry Houston program who won 6 out of their last 8 ball games away from their home field. The Cougs actually won 11 of 13 ball games for the entire season this year, with their only losses coming against the likes of Texas Tech and Cincinnati. Now, this Houston club has been catapulted by their defensive play, as they currently rank in the top 10 in the country in fewest yards allowed per contest. Marcus Jones has 5 interceptions on the season, along with 13 PBUs. Meanwhile, linebacker Donovan Mutin had a couple of sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 69 total tackles on the season himself. And speaking of this Houston defense, they rank in the top 15 in the country in stopping the run. They held their opponents to just 191 yards a game passing. Meanwhile, offensively, the Cougs were also very efficient on that side of the ball as well, as they are in the top 25 in passing yards per contest. And even when it comes to protecting the football, the Cougs are also in the top 5 in the nation in fewest offensive turnovers. Now, total-wise, Houston saw their last 2 straight get over the posted number, 70% to the over in their last 10. As a matter of fact, Houston went 6-2 to the over in their contests away from their home stadium. Meanwhile, Auburn, on the other side of things, saw games with Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Georgia State get over the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Houston +2 over 51. Next matchup, Air Force, Louisville, 3:15 Eastern kickoff in the First Responder Bowl. The Air Force Academy is -1, totals 55. And of course, when you think of Air Force, you got to think of running the football. And when it comes to running the football, the Falcons are king. Brad Roberts has rushed for nearly 1,300 yards this season, along with 13 touchdowns on the ground. Roberts actually ran for 107 yards per contest this year on average. Meanwhile, quarterback Hazik Daniels rushed for 5 yards a carry and scored 9 times on the ground himself. This Air Force offense averaged an impressive 31 points a game. You don't often see those kind of numbers out of a service academy. But it's not just all offense for the Falcons, as these guys had one of the stingiest defenses in the Mountain West this season. As a matter of fact, Air Force had the number 7 rush defense in the entire country. And they also ranked in the top 5 in fewest yards allowed per game. They're taking on a Louisville program who lost 5 out of their last 8 ball games, and they gave up a significant amount of points in the process. As a matter of fact, the Cardinals are currently 119th in the nation in fourth quarter points allowed. Now, Louisville also lost 3 out of their last 5 ball games away from their home field. The Cardinals are also they're a less than moderate threat to throw the football, as they currently rank 94th in offensive passing. Now, total-wise, Louisville's last 2 straight got over the posted number, 3 of them under the over in their last 4. Meanwhile, Air Force saw their last 3 outings get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Air Force -1 over 55. Next contest, it is going to be Mississippi State versus Texas Tech, 8:45 Eastern kickoff. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are -10, numbers 58.5. And when it comes to this Mississippi State program, they certainly love throwing the football. Will Rogers completed over 75% of his passes this season for well over 4,400 yards and 35 touchdowns. Mekhi Polk and Jaden Walley combined for nearly 1,600 yards receiving together, along with 16 touchdowns. Now, this Bulldog aerial attack averaged over 385 yards a game, and they currently rank 3rd in the country in that particular category. Meanwhile, defensively, on the other side of the football, the Bulldogs rank in the top 25 in the nation in fewest yards allowed per contest. They're taking on a Texas Tech team who lost 4 out of their last 5. They've had a real tough time slowing down the pass on defense. As a matter of fact, the Red Raiders rank 116th in pass defense, and they also give up over 32 points a game. And equally as bad, Texas Tech allowed over 411 total yards per contest on defense. And although the Red Raiders did do a pretty good job moving the football on the offensive side of things this year, they actually did a terrible job protecting the football, as they rank 106th in the nation in offensive turnovers. Now, when it comes to the number in this one, Texas Tech saw games with Iowa State, Oklahoma, and TCU get over the posted number. Meanwhile, Mississippi State saw 4 out of their last 5 get over the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Mississippi State -10 over 58.5. Next matchup, UCLA, NC State, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. The NC State Wolfpacks -2 with the total at 59.5. The Wolfpacks on a 2-game winning streak, and they also got the W in 8 out of their last 10. And what's even more impressive about NC State is their superior defensive play in a very offensive-heavy ACC this season. The Wolfpack held their opponents to just 19 points a game, and they ranked 17th in the country in takeaways. Drake Thomas and Vi Jones, they have 6 sacks on the season apiece. Thomas actually leads the club with 99 total tackles as well. Thomas also has 3 interceptions and a pick 6. The NC State defense is in the top 25 in fewest yards allowed per contest. Meanwhile, offensively, the Wolfpack also has a top 20 passing attack. They're taking on a UCLA team who struggled defensively, stopping the pass themselves. As a matter of fact, the Bruins rank 111th in the country in pass defense, and they're allowing 27 points a game. UCLA is also 117th in second quarter points allowed. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the scoring in this one, 3 out of UCLA's last 5 road games fell under the posted number. Meanwhile, NC State saw games with Florida State, Louisville, and Boston College fall under the total themselves. I'm going to lean toward NC State -2 under 59.5. Next and final matchup, it is going to be West Virginia versus Minnesota, 10:15 Eastern kickoff. Minnesota's -5, totals 45. But the Gophers won 6 out of their last 8 ball games, with marquee victories over the likes of Wisconsin and Purdue. As a matter of fact, the Gophers held both of those schools to just 13 points respectively in those victories. And speaking of defense, Minnesota's allowing only 18 points per contest. They currently find themselves in the top 5 in the country in fewest yards allowed per game. Thomas Rush and Boye Mafe have 11.5 sacks between the two of them. 59 total combined tackles between the both of them as well. Meanwhile, Mariano Sori Marin has 82 tackles along with an interception and 2 forced fumbles. Minnesota has a top 10 rush defense in the country, and they also held their opponents to only 184 yards a game through the air. Meanwhile, offensively, the Gophers gained nearly 200 yards a game on the ground, and they ranked 10th in Division I in fewest turnovers. They're taking on a West Virginia defense who struggled with takeaways themselves, really not all that opportunistic this year. The Mountaineers also played their worst football on the road this season, getting the W in only 2 out of 6 ball games away from Morgantown. Now, West Virginia ranks 103rd in scoring per contest on the road. They're also 123rd in fourth quarter scoring at any location. Now, total-wise, the Mountaineers went 60% to the under in their last 10 outings. Meanwhile, Minnesota saw 6 out of their last 10 fall under the posted number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota -5, under 45. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we are hitting at 65% in our last 20 college football tier package picks. I like Houston +2 over 51, Air Force -1 over 55, Mississippi State -10 over 58 and a hook, NC State -2 under 59.5. Before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, one final reminder that if you want to access today's college football tier package pick on brockpage.com, the link for that pick is in the description section below. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota -5, under 45. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So once again, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of December. Although I do tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.